This is Indiana Hoosiers Live 89, presented by FanDuel. A classic 9:38 start time. We appreciate everybody for bearing with us. Some hiccups along the way, but we made it here all in one piece. Everybody's good. All animals are good.
It was me. I was late. I broke the dam.
There was lots of dogs to take care of. Lots of dogs. But
I broke the dam.
I lost the game.
Trojan fight broke the dam.
I liked in the chat
Jacob broke the dam.
2-0 Selliser saying that we're waiting for Trojan fight to start the stream. That's true. We've been sitting here for like 25 minutes waiting for.
He's on West Coast time. He finally got out of some LA traffic on the 210,
and then I couldn't get Brad to stop talking about the World Cup. So
Trojan fight. Where are you from? Give me your LA city. Like where are you repping from? I'm repping Pasadena. Where are you repping? I'm curious. Hopefully, I can pull like a legendary high schooler from that area, like a legendary.
That'd be awesome. I'm sure you can, Brad. I'm sure you can. Speaking of potentially legendary high schoolers, there is no transition here. But I was looking at the FanDuel app this week, Brad. He might be gone at this point. Yeah, it's been a while. But
no, show over. No, he's probably typing because they got some long city names in LA sometimes. But,
no, I was looking. As you know, we've been tracking the Heisman odds, and I've been tracking Josh Hoover to see how the general public feels about our quarterback one. And odds have been steady, Brad. I know he was up around plus 1,200 a little bit earlier in the offseason.
Last month, though.
Huh?
We gotta think of something better. For FanDuel. Gotta think of something better.
I was looking at World Cup stuff too, but no, I mean, listen,
I'm going on the FanDuel app. I'm going.
All right, we can move on. We'll jump into the smoke, and then Brad, when you have something better, you can just blurt it out. But Indiana University, IU Adidas football jerseys are now officially available on Adidas website. Brad, you can get the brand new Indiana football jersey, the one with the trident in the middle and the Big Ten and the whatever's on the other side. I honestly can't remember, but yeah, it's live now. It's something that we've been complaining about for literally 2 years, over 2 years. I'm sure there are people in the fan base who have been asking for jerseys from or any type of attention from Adidas for much longer than that. But it's nice to see that after winning the national championship that Indiana gets the recognition it deserves. Have you had a chance to even look at the jerseys yet?
No, I have not. What's great about NIL now is that when you buy these jerseys, they're not going to be the generic number 1, no name on the back. It's going to have the number. It's going to have the letter, whoever's wearing that jersey at that time of purchase. So like you can get a 5 Pawns, you can get a 5 Hardy. I don't know if they're selling 5 Pawns anymore because he's not there. But so that being said, you can't pick Elijah Hardy. Which IU jersey of this current team are you most likely to buy?
You're saying I can't take Elijah Hardy?
Because obviously that'd be both of our picks.
And there's going to be a name on the back. Like I can't just take a number.
Yeah, you have to take a current player with a name on the back.
Ooh. I mean, you know me. I'm a Byron Baldwin Jr. guy. I think that might be one of the harder jerseys to come out of this team. But like Tyreek Tucker, Landino, Carter Smith. Carter Smith is the number 1 offensive tackle for the 2027 draft, I think, according to Pro Football Focus, is what came out today. My response to that was number 1 offensive tackle in my heart. But I think any of those guys, the Hoover's jersey is going to go crazy. The Nick Marsh number 11, like last time somebody was wearing 11, it was Randall L. The Chuck B, any number 80 jersey is going to go nuts. Like the thing about this Hoosier team is insanely marketable. Shocking.
They are lots of good options. Personally, obviously, if you've ever been a listener of this show, you know that I don't buy jerseys of people that are younger than me. So not to be, a Debbie Downer on the whole thing, but I personally don't do that. Feel free to do it yourself. So I'd have to go Randall L. or Tevin Coleman. But if I were...
Sidebar. One of my favorite shirts is my Tyson Lawton shirt that says Lottie, and it's just 3 different pictures of Tyson Lawton. So it's like
I am unfortunately older than Tyson Lawton.
Yeah, I'm older than you, Brad.
Forget that sometimes. I'm so much more mature than you.
Oh yeah, that's so.
But I think if I were to pick, I'd have to go Charlie B. I'd have to. She's a legend.
Yeah,
he's like folklore at this point. Like The
And
way
he's getting better. He's a freak.
Yeah.
People don't give him enough credit for being as athletic as he is. He's
a non-transfer, you literally won't be able to buy a Charlie Becker jersey of a different university at any point. Like, I love that aspect of it. So, like, I would have to go Tyreek Tucker.
What an ambassador.
No, Charlie Becker. I couldn't go Tucker with that logic, you know. I think 2 runner-up would be, I think, 97 Landino would go kind of hard.
A Bones Jones jersey is just psychotic. Like, you
yeah, you know,
you would need
I would need to wear the Jones 46, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Give me my rants on.
Or you would need the LeBron Bonds number 6 or the Tyler Morris 8.
I mean, yeah, obviously I lean receivers, right? Davion Chandler 4 would go pretty crazy. I always rock 4. I rocked 4 playing basketball my whole life. So, you know why I wore 4? This 4 is player. Can you think who it was? I wish Trojan Fight was here for this answer.
Is it a Laker?
It's a Bruin.
Oh, I'm lost. Is it Darren Collison?
Aaron Aflalo.
Oh, I was in the right range of.
Yeah. All American Aaron Aflalo. Yeah. New York pick, Aaron Aflalo.
I really should have known that. I knew Aflalo as a Denver Nugget.
And an Orlando, a Magic.
Yeah. Yes.
Magic.
He had a Knights contract for the Magic.
He's a Magic.
He's a Magic.
That sounds wrong though. He's Magic. No, that's also wrong. What do you call an Orlando Magic player?
A magician?
That actually works the best out of all of them. That actually somehow works the best out of all of them. Never even thought about that. Didn't think about that till now. I've definitely thought about it before, but it's the first time I've brought it up in conversation before.
I'm trying to think who number 2 would be, like a real, like, legitimate number 2, because like even that, like, Amari Farrell number 1, Jamari Sharp double 2s.
Farrell 1 would go crazy. Sharp 22,
and then even Ajani.
Yeah, Sharp 22 would be cool because obviously he had one of the more iconic plays of the season in the title run. That'd be like, you know, you someone 10 years from now pulls up to Memorial Stadium with the 22 Sharp. You're like, yeah. You remember when he had that pick in the national championship? Remember that? Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah.
I'm sure he's gonna have a lot more iconic moments going into this year. But
do you remember when we forgot a century of futility?
Yeah.
Oh, there's Trojan Fight for you, Brad.
I asked you a question. I asked where are you from in LA? Like, what's your, like, I'm from Pasadena. What's your hood? You know, would love to know, just so I can kind of catch a vibe. You
know. We'll jump a little further. Brandon Sharp was out at the Open this past week. He went out there and competed. Put up some clips of that. Always cool to get those types of opportunities. That's a Nike event, I believe, that's put on out in Oregon. It's just cool to get that type of recognition. We know the type of player he is. We've talked about him extensively on this podcast, and excited to see what he does, like loading up for his senior season.
Say that again. I'm sorry. I was reading the comments. I'm sorry. I was.
Brandon Sharp went out and competed at the Open. I'm pumped to watch his development as he goes into his senior season.
Yes. I saw he was on the Midwest roster, which also featured Torbert.
I think in Brown as well.
Yeah, and Jahide Brown. Yes.
I think Jahide Brown was like MVP of the event.
And who got the MVP?
I think Jahide Brown was MVP of that event.
He's a stud. You know, what was our player comp for Jahide Brown? Unfortunately, we weren't able to keep him committed, but we were very high on him. He gave a lot of AB.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Shout out Louisville. Can't wait to
good for Louisville.
Can't wait to get him in the portal in 2 years. All right.
But also, Brandon Sharp is like, he's like that as well. I'm not.
Yeah, 2-time state champion. I'll take that over Open MVP all day. Yeah. All day. They're not even wearing pads.
We got one of my favorite clips that the Indiana media team has released. We got Speak with Squeak, which was like a mid-production day. They set up like a booth for Tyreek Tucker, and he just like chatted up all his teammates as they were coming in, like shooting different production stuff. I have 2 or 3 clips from that. One of them I've already released. Another one that I'm sitting on that I'm like I mean, it's out there. You can go try and figure out which clip I have, but that was brilliant. Tyreek Tucker is just a character, and anytime they like put the camera on him and let his personality show, I think it's awesome. And so, more of that, please. I thought Speak with Squeak was incredible.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you watch Speak with Squeak?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm busy. I'm looking to move.
No, I get it. Listen, I get. Trust me, I get it. I get it. He's talking about
time for this shit though.
He's talking about Toby Osunsanmi, and he's like he starts going off about how he hunts barefoot. He's like making all this shit up. Obviously, you can see it on Toby's face because Toby's just sitting there cracking up. But he's like, he hunts straight barefoot with a spear. And he's like, what are you even talking about? It's just great stuff. Great stuff.
To tell you what type of athlete Toby's gonna be is
exactly
if he has that type of jokes going around on him, he's probably a beast.
Exactly. That was a good. I was going to use the word ferocious, but beast is also a good word. Yeah, and you couple that with the way Cignetti talks about him. It's like, yeah, he's building up quite a reputation for somebody who has yet to take a snap for the Hoosiers, which is exciting. But there's a lot of rat poison going around, Brad. Like it wasn't on the show notes, but I guess it fits in kind of nicely. Like somebody released a bracket, and I'm not even sure who it was, but they had like projected 2026 playoffs, and it was Indiana over Notre Dame in the championship game. And it's like, yeah, that stuff's awesome. I love it. More of it. But also, that's right. Like that's the rat poison. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that's the type of stuff where it's like when that started popping up in the middle of the season last year, you're like, okay, like this team's already rolling. There's a mentality. It's like that's not going to kind of penetrate what's going on here. I'm not worried about that penetrating the locker room or like trying or changing the thought process. But it's happening a lot earlier than it ever has happened in the Curt Cignetti era, which is one, earned and deserved, but two, another layer that this team's going to have to deal with.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, yeah, it's always been the old overlying theme of this season, right? Like, how is this team going to handle now being at the top of the mountaintop? They're no longer the hunters. They are the hunted. That is the first time Indiana has ever been considered like that at any point. It's also the first time Cignetti's actually been in this spot in his career, besides being a wide receivers coach at Alabama. Where, I don't, you know what I mean? Like that's not, didn't have as much. On the overall team mindset, right? That fell on Nick Saban. How do they respond? I think it's just the overarching question that just comes down to how they attack spring, which sounds like it went according to plan. And, how they attack fall camp, which, just knowing how Cignetti recruits and the types of guys that he's brought in and learning about them with the Don Fisher specials and all that, I'm confident that they're, maybe might even convince themselves to have a hunter mentality, right? We've heard all those stories of when Georgia went back to back. They were quoting how there were pundits out there saying they would go 6-6 the year after they won a national title. No one was saying that. Like they just the fuck out of them. So like, I don't know if it's going to be to that extent, but I'm confident in Sig's ability to control the locker room and make sure that they're in the right headspace to attack the season appropriately. And, it seems like, we've been following it long enough to know it seems like they've got everything figured out, but this is a newfound territory for everyone involved, obviously, as it is for anyone that wins a national title. There's only been 3 active coaches that have gone through this process currently, and only one of them has gone back to back. Now, when we look at that bracket, obviously they have Indiana at the 1 seed. I would say, considering it's the toughest schedule we faced so far, but still favorable, like Ohio State, USC at home, our road games being Michigan and Washington. So, like, if you were to pick
Nebraska,
who you want at home versus away, Ohio State, USC, or Washington, Michigan, you're gonna take Ohio State, USC at home all day. No question.
I would agree with that.
Right. So the schedule is favorable, especially considering the rest of the Big Ten, especially Ohio State. They have a very tough road. I believe Oregon is pretty favorable, but obviously not easy being in the Big Ten. I guess the point I'm getting at is that like this team obviously will be projected to do well. I think this team can still afford, to lose to, and I think I would still consider them national contenders in this space. I think they've earned that, and I think the program has earned that, obviously, by being national champions. And I think that's something that I think when you hear a lot of chirping, and people are obviously just waiting on our downfall, right? I saw a quote, it's like been 500 something days since we lost a football game. Great stat, by the way.
It's going to be more than that. There's still a couple of days to go, Brad, until the season starts.
I know. And it's not like we're going to lose, and we're not going to lose in September. Let's be real. I'll knock on wood anyways. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they handle all this. Yeah, exactly. On paper, this is Cignetti's best team by far, most talented, most blue chips he's ever had on a roster. Yeah, and also probably the most returning program production he's had in his time at Indiana. And in terms of like production at Indiana, not transfers. So obviously, like, if you're on the 2024 team, wouldn't even qualify for that. Yeah, super stoked. All right, what's next?
Do you want to Trojan Fight has an answer to your question in the chat before we dive into?
Oh, he's an Altadena native. It sounds like very, it's like our.
Do you have a high school? Do you have
not like a little brother. It's disrespectful. We have the utmost respect for Altadena. It's basically Pasadena, but
you have a legend for it.
I hope your family home survived the Altadena fire. Is what I'll say to that. But love to see another 626er in the chat. But yeah, shout out North Texas. Sounds like you're loving Dallas, maybe. I don't know. Back in Vince Young territory, which is kind of scary. But hopefully,
you got a legend for us, Brad, from that high school.
Oh, Pasadena guys?
From that high school.
There's no high school in Altadena.
I don't know.
Maybe like John Marshall, technically. I don't know. David Long went to John Marshall Middle School, who went to my high school, and then he went to Michigan and then won a Super Bowl with the Rams. He was my high school teammate. He's from that area. Ryan Hollins, center for UCLA in their 06 Final Four run. Longtime NBA player. Chase Utley from Pasadena as well. Who else? Some other Miles Bryant in corner for the Houston Texans. Brad Loomis, co-host of the Voice of College Football at Indiana at Voice of College Football. What's the name of our show?
Indiana Hoosiers Live at Indiana at the Voice of College Football.
Now that I know.
Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you're watching on other stuff over the YouTube. Yeah.
Mouthful. People were like, "What's your podcast called?" I'm like, shit.
Indiana Hoosiers Live.
Indiana Hoosiers Live. Indiana at the Voice of College Football.
Yeah.
I guess that's the name of the channel. Man, blanking on more Pasadenans. I mean, Bryce Young, Darnay Holmes. Freaking the list goes on, man.
it's an endless. We could literally be here all night.
Kalen Bullock, like, come on, man. We're fucking balling out here. Elijah Blades, John Humphrey. He didn't quite have the career
stand up.
Yeah, exactly. Like 626 stand up. I can't wait to see him cry for me now that he's Trojans this year. Wow. I wouldn't want to see my dad cry. Damn, that's crazy. You want to hit some chats real quick? Just get the chat involved. Alec and Goom, in parentheses, Brad, in 2024, IU beat Nebraska 56-7. Rourke got hurt, and Taven Jackson played the entire second half. He was 7 for 8 and looked really good. Cignetti was not a fan of Jackson. Why? Because he thought he could do better. And he got Mendoza.
Yeah, he did a lot better.
I think he made the right choice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will always appreciate Taven Jackson. I saw Taven Jackson, actually, funny enough, when we were in Bloomington. So I guess he was on his bye week. But yeah, I always appreciate what Taven Jackson did for this program. I was super hyped when he came in, highly touted recruit. Curtis Rourke beat him out for the starting job. It really wasn't a competition. And then again, we saw what Fernando Mendoza did last year. he was going to stay and be a backup or go potentially chase a starting role somewhere else. It's like kind of a no-brainer for Taven at that point. Kind of just made sense all around. But I don't think it was like he wasn't really a fan of him, but I just think
he thought he could upgrade.
He thought he could do better.
Cignetti wants to win, and he felt like he could find a more experienced quarterback on the market and rolled the dice on Mendoza and outbid Georgia for him, and we won a natty because of that. So that's why, I guess. And then I would have been okay with Alberto Mendoza starting for us this year. He was very fast, and then he does have a very nice sneaky fast. He's
quick.
Yeah.
Very Haynes
Fernando has wheels, but a step above will be Alberto, who's quick, fast.
No. Fernando's a lot faster than people want to give him credit for. It just doesn't look right when he runs. It's like
6'5".
Yeah, because he literally is like a baby deer when he runs. He doesn't really understand which way his like arms and limbs are going, but like he's super athletic. Like when he starts moving, like he trucked a 230-pound linebacker like he was me trying to tackle him.
I think Cignetti is in such win now mode, especially with as long as he has the staff together, that I think going for the most seasoned and experienced quarterback that you can find out there is what's top of mind for him. And I don't think he runs things truly like a CEO where, of course, I'm sure he loves Alberto and loves him as a person. He loves that family, right? Like probably wasn't an easy conversation to have with him as well. Whereas like, hey, like I'm probably going to bring in a guy that I'm going to expect to start. You can stay and compete with him. Your money won't be as high as maybe it won't be starter money. So if you want to hit the market, that might be what's best for you. And that's probably how that conversation went. And I think players appreciate that candidness, especially as they get older and more mature in their career. And and Alberto, like we made jokes about it in the offseason. I think it's still like somewhat could be true. Like send him down to the minors at Georgia Tech, have him play some ACC ball, see how he does. Could be a boomerang candidate for next year. Like
100%. And again, it's one of those situations where it's like
he knows the system, he knows Shanahan, he knows Tino.
Well, at the end of the day, when Cignetti is going to evaluate the quarterback position, he's going to decide that he wants Josh Hoover to be the starter of this football team over what he's seen from Alberto Mendoza in 2 years of the progression. It's like, I don't think it was one of those situations where they forced Alberto out. I think it was more of like Brad's describing, where it's like, we're bringing in Josh Hoover. We have the expectation that he's going to be the starter here. We want to continue to develop you, but at the same time, we understand that there's opportunity out there for you to go chase a starting position somewhere. And if you get an opportunity to go to a school like Georgia Tech, which I know everybody wants to remove the student aspect of being a student athlete, but a degree from Georgia Tech is one of the few out there that still holds some weight.
Oh yeah.
Like that's not just a sport move. And then at the same time, like Georgia Tech's a school that's not afraid to spend money. They're in Atlanta. Like it's a very nice football situation for him to walk into and try and prove himself. And he could be a boomerang. He could end up starting there for 2 years. Like that's at the end of the day, like, when you have the ability to have your pick essentially of what quarterback you want to bring in this day and age where you have the option to go transfer, yes, you can bring in whoever you want, but that means you also can't hoard talent. Like we've been trying to explain to a lot of these SEC schools is like, if you're going to bring in somebody to be the starter, you can't then have like 7 guys that would also start at 12 other schools. Like it's just not how it works anymore. Like that guy's going to go get starter money and go play. And you really can't blame anybody for that. So it's, I at least from everything that I saw around it, I didn't see any type of like animosity there. And so I would only assume that it was, the way that we're assuming it went,
Yeah. And like, yeah, maybe he didn't want to study business. Like it could have been a lot of factors. Like if you want to study business, you go to Indiana, you go to Cal, like Fernando did. Maybe Alberto's more of a robot building type, and you go to Georgia Tech for that, or Caltech, or any of the tech.
It's also a little closer to home.
It's also closer to home, and he didn't go to Purdue, so I think that's a win. I think we just be happy for that.
Didn't go into the Big Ten.
Yeah, at least he went out of conference. You don't have him on the schedule.
Like he would. I'm gonna be honest. Like he would have been terrifying. Like running Chip Kelly's offense at Northwestern.
Yeah, I would not feel confident.
Or like if he went to Vanderbilt and like took the job from Jared Curtis, that'd be kind of funny.
He'd be perfect. Him and Jared Curtis would be a great QB room. I feel like they
and then
probably overpaid for Jared Curtis and probably put all their
100%.
eggs in the
They put him in a
basket,
fucking
right?
movie. That kid's gonna start. Like
They did put him in a movie. I forgot about that.
kind of hard, honestly. But
He's kind of locked in. They're all in on that bus, which is not a bad bet. Number one.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what you have to. If you're gonna allocate that much to a recruit and to that position, then yeah, you better be all fucking in. Like, what else are you gonna do? Yeah, and for same thing Michigan's doing with Bryce Young, where it's like, yeah, he's like
Bryce Underwood.
Yeah, sorry, Bryce.
Like you're locked in for Bryce Underwood.
You're locked. Yeah, exactly. He's the guy. Yeah, exactly.
And that's and he could. We're not. It's too early to say. He could be an example of why you don't spend that much money on a high school guy.
But he also could be an example of why you
do it. Yeah, exactly. And time will tell. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Has Tristan Abram enrolled anywhere? Have you heard? I've heard nothing. All I know is that he is not on the roster. There has not been a transfer portal announcement for Tristan Abram. Same thing happened with Monte Scarface Hugin, and he was back on the roster within 2 weeks. So I'm leading that one, B.
You know how I like to deal with these types of things. I don't like to speak on them unless there's been any type of information. I haven't heard a thing. I hope that it's not injury related, and I hope that everything's like okay. Like in terms, I don't want to speculate. I just to your point, I like to leave those things alone. So I hope, like personally, everything's okay, and that football aside, that things are all right there. So we'll see.
Sig hates little bro mentality. Alberto Mendoza, Steven Jackson.
It might be a take. I don't know.
Little bros get scrapped.
Amari Kamara.
Yeah, I don't know. Sig to say before the younger bro is usually better. It's true. It's true. Travis is probably a more accomplished athlete than Jason. Let's think of some other brothers. LaMelo over Lonzo. Another example of this.
Of the younger brother being better? Oh, yeah. You'll find that all over.
One example where this doesn't exist is Steph over Seth. Steph is better than Seth. Trying to think. Christian McCaffrey. I think he's like second oldest. Or maybe, yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure he's the oldest.
No, he is an older brother, I'm pretty sure. Like
Peyton's the oldest, isn't he?
Mr. McCaffrey has he has like 4 sons.
Yeah.
Peyton over Eli, that's good. There we go. Yeah, it's very let's throw some more little brother over big brother examples in the chat. I like that one. Let's get some polls.
You want little brother over big brother?
Yeah, examples of little brother being, because I've only thought of one older brother better than the little brother.
Well, Mikal Kamara over Amari Kamara.
For now.
That's true.
Probably.
Fernando over Alberto.
For now. We'll see.
TJD over.
Alberto works his way up to 1 overall. All of a sudden it's a tie. Gronk, Robert, yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Robert Gronkowski, of course.
Which the Kachucks. Matthew Kachuk's the better player, yeah? Brady's older.
I would say Drew Holiday's the best of the. Wait, no, is Justin older than Drew? Hold on.
No, Drew's the oldest. I'm pretty sure Drew's the oldest.
Yeah, that checks out. Yeah.
Drew's been in the league a minute.
Yeah, I know. But there was a second
NBA
there
champion,
where it's like
multiple-time NBA champion. Drew
Aaron Holiday had a better career at UCLA than he did.
I was about to say, I'm glad you ended that with that UCLA. I was about to be like, I don't even.
Yeah, no, Aaron. There was a second there. I was like, Aaron could be better than Drew. Like there was he's dropping 18 a game in the Pac-12. I'm like, oh, this Aaron guy's cold. He's playing the NBA. Trying to think of usually basketball are the easiest ways to find these examples. Who's older between Brooke and Robin? Lopez.
What about Powell and Mark?
Powell's better, yeah. Older brother.
No, Mark's young. Mark could step out, hit the 3. Who had the better 2K card? Mark by far.
More rings. Who ran the most
brothers?
Pick and roll?
Significantly better.
Yeah,
the Teague brothers. Jeff Teague better than Marcus Teague.
Oh,
at least as a pro. As recruits, though.
What the Lamb brothers? The Lamb brothers. Basketball is the best example.
Basketball is it's the easiest to pick from because it's They don't wear helmets. You just see all their faces. It's easy.
Yeah, I know it is. I'm trying to think of more football brothers. Watts, JJ is the best.
I mean, yes, but also TJ. You could
TJ's
argue
fucking good. I know.
And Derek. Listen, as a
both
we
Hall of
appreciate
Famers.
fullbacks.
Yeah, but there was this one day where I was just really hooked on JJ Watt edits, and it's like we kind of forgot.
They're all the worst. Zeller, the Zellers.
Yeah, Cody's not the oldest. I believe Tyler is the oldest, I think, something like that. There's like 3 of them, so I'm not sure which one. I don't have the family tree pulled up.
The Antetokounmpos.
Yeah, Giannis is the best out of those. Yeah, I would say so. This is a fun little exercise. I like this. I'm having fun.
We actually have quite a bit to talk about. Actually,
okay. Should we move on? Okay. Caleb Towns over Josh Downs. I like that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a really good one.
Good relevant college football, and they got a podcast. They're every time. I don't listen to their whole podcast, but every time those two guys have a guest on, it goes mega viral. It's very funny. They're good. They are good.
Yeah. I mean, they were able to get multiple people to say that like Indiana's not that good, even though they went 16-0. Like they just like they're not that good, but they just like do everything right. You know, they just don't make mistakes. But they're not that good.
Hey,
make that make sense. All right.
That's the right question. Good stuff.
They do everything right, but they're not that good. Okay. All right, let's move on.
I don't know if you remember. I think it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe. We got a Bray Lynch article that basically speculated that Drew Evans was quote unquote likely to be the center. Well, I gotta halt the bus a little bit, Brad. We got a Drew Evans article this past week that I feel like may have been listening to some of the noise around some of the exact words used to describe who may or may not be the center, because in that article, it was Bray Lynch was described as likely to be the starting center. And if you want to take it a step further, College Football 27's early release started July 2nd. I think the game officially releases this Thursday. If you had early access, you've been able to play some of the stuff. But in the game, Indiana's offensive line goes as Carter Smith at left tackle, Drew Evans at left guard, Bray Lynch at center, Joe Brunner right guard, Ajani at right tackle.
I mean, we'll see. What's great about this offensive line is that I feel like everyone except for Carter Smith can basically play every other position on the.
Carter probably could too, honestly, but he's
but like he's locked in at left tackle. The versatility is great. It's a luxury. It really doesn't matter. We know the 5. Last year, we were figuring out if it's going to be Benson or Mikowski, and then down the stretch, it turned out to be Ajani the whole time. It was always Ajani. He's inevitable. And then, but yeah, I still like her. Who wrote this article?
Shit.
That's important for my take here, because there's a chance they're just wrong and don't know anything, and they know just as much as NCAA 26. And they're just assuming, and they go on ourlads.com, which is a great site to find depth charts across NFL and NCAA.
It was Pete DePremio.
Who is that?
He's like the Indiana. He's like the IU Hoosiers.com writer. Like the team pushes out these articles.
Okay. Okay, so he might know some things.
Yeah, no,
okay.
I'm thinking like this isn't.
I guess it's still.
He's not just some Joe Schmo. He's not just Let me put it this way. He's not just me like speculating based on tea leaves. Like I'm assuming this guy is hearing some things. He's a little bit closer to the program than we are. I'm glad this was brought up in the chat though, because Brooks Austin had something about our offensive line today where he was like, I'm looking at this.
So disappointing. I like Brooks Austin. I actually think he has. I
actually appreciate. I didn't think so. I thought he was looking at it.
25 O linemen, definitely not scholarship O linemen. Definitely not.
I was interested to run this by you because he was dumbfounded that Indiana had 13 or 15 scholarship offensive linemen, and the quote back from the Indiana source that he reached out to was something along the lines of we're like the Navy SEALs. We're an elite unit and we don't need that many numbers or something like that. It was we don't extra wasted space basically is what they called it. It was sick.
He miscounted because we have Chance Johnson on the roster and Jack Greer. So that would round it out to 15, which is a solid number. We are only going into this year with 13 scholarship guys. Kenton Mondu is still yet to be on campus. I'm not worried about the depth. I'm just not too worried about it, especially considering we have Austin Livefried coming back, same class as Ajani. Ajani was able to come in and really contribute in the playoffs as a redshirt freshman. So, like, worst case with injuries, like Wilkin, Marek, and Evan Parker are just going to have to grow up a lot faster, you know? I actually like Brooks Austin. I've heard him make some takes before. I think he thinks about things the right way. I just don't know. I just think he was misinformed with thinking that there's programs out there spending 25 of their 85 scholarships on offensive linemen, which if you're going to over scholarship a position, that's probably the one to do it. But I really don't see a team going ever above 20. I just don't see that.
I don't always agree with everything Brooks Austin says, but I do agree with you, Brad. I appreciate his process. I appreciate the fact that he'll sit there on his channel, and he's like one of the only channels on YouTube that'll sit there for free and rip through 30 to 2 hours worth of film and just break down the play. I'll sit there and watch like on 2x speed, like 2-hour breakdowns from Brooks and like just be like, oh, I understand offense a lot better. And like, I really appreciate his content actually, but I'm with you. When Kurt Signetti is not worried about our and he's always worried about depth, right? But when he's like, no, this is how we practice, our guys don't get hurt like this. Indiana's not smashing into each other 25 times. Like they're not doing these types of physical practices where it's like almost prehistoric, where you need to filter through guys because they're getting hurt, and you're just like using practice squad guys to like beat them up. Like that's not how this program runs their practices. You don't need crash dummies. You need football players. How many of those do you actually need to be engaged? Like 15 feels like a good number to me. I don't know.
I knew a guy. He was on my high school football team. His name is Kelly Blake. He actually won U.S. Army All-American Scholar Athlete of the Year. That's how good of an athlete he was. He's a very smart kid. He ended up going to Stanford. He walked on to Stanford and he quit. And most of you be like, oh, what a pussy. He quit. No, he was strictly used as a crash dummy, is literally what he said, what he described it as. And he was just there to literally just take hits all day. And that's how a lot of programs practice across the country to this day. That was 10 years ago. Right? Like that it's
not that long ago.
Yeah. And to say like there's definitely teams that still do it that way. I mean, we've seen the Austin P videos.
We saw the JUCO video of them trying to do 7 different ACL. That was Austin P.
That was Austin P. And John McEnroe. I love it. Let's go. Come on, man. Bang. But yeah, it's I love our philosophy of keeping our guys fresh and not just avoiding injuries, right? Like.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy the fact that we don't play.
He treats them like professionals. They run a professional program. Like this,
we don't have a college football playoff level atmosphere practice where guys are like literally having car crashes on the practice field next to Memorial Stadium. Like, no, we are very economical with the way we run into things, which is a weird way to describe a very physical football team. But
it's a great way to do it because like no one's ever truly won a starting job by hitting harder. Right? You do it by doing your assignment and executing it correctly over and over and over again, and doing it better than the next guy.
Yeah, the job is to tackle the guy and get him to the ground. It's not deplete him. Like depleting him helps, and it's awesome, and it fires up the crowd and it does all this extra stuff. But if you can't tackle and you can only hit hard, you're right. It's not going to help you win a job.
Mm-hmm. That's why Taylor Mays didn't make it too long in the NFL because he was 6'3", 210 his whole life and was able to just boat race guys going for jump balls 20 yards down the field, which was awesome in college. Like definitely, and he was a freak athlete, so it definitely translated to the college game. Gets to the NFL, it's like, oh my god, this guy can't even cover, he can't rap, he can't.
Because everybody's a freak athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
Only the freaks make it to that league.
Happen,
that's one of the things I learned, or that I feel like I understand more of. Like the older I get, the more football I watch, is like how stupidly good you have to be to actually like not only just like make it in the league, but be
not even
like,
make the training camp. Well, you have to be like all conference to make it to training camp.
Like you gotta be so good to even just like play. To get any type of playing time. You have to be so good.
Yeah.
And then everybody just sits there and is like, that guy sucks. Like, oh
yeah, no, that's why I lose my mind when they're like, Bryce Young sucks.
Oh my God, do you understand?
The Heisman winner?
Think about the 53rd guy on the roster, like
the guy who beat
Gunner.
Me my senior year. He was a freshman when he played me. He came to my campus. He barely beat us, but he beat us, and he's a damn good player, right? Like, he beat us on a missed field. We missed the field goal to win it.
Well, it's like even the guy who's like
he's a good player.
Except Tim Boyle. Tim Boyle was never good.
Yeah. That was a networking. That was you either have to be really good
or you gotta be
just be really friends with the best quarterback in the league. Like, it's not even about like he was a good networker. It's like he just happened to be best friends with Aaron Rodgers,
who's a notoriously difficult human to deal with.
Yeah, right. Like, so we're gonna have Aaron Rodgers on our team. Like, our fuck, I guess we're signing Tim Boyle. Like, shit. Right. What were his college stats? Oh my God!
It's like
he didn't even throw 10 touchdowns in college. How did this happen?
Fourth NFL team keeps getting.
Kept getting. He must have been
starts.
He must have been a really good pro. He must have been like. He's probably going to be a good coach. Like, there's value.
Well, I don't know. He was.
Like, you're going to be in the room. Quarterback rooms are a little different because it's like you're also like game planning the whole week, and you're literally like it's like 3 offensive coordinators and
you're helping the starter play chess. So it's like if you're providing useful information, like the whole point is for you to never play. Like if you're playing, it's fucked anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. That's always been the role. That's why Colt McCoy was such a good like that. He really leaned into that and became such a good professional in the league. Obviously, uber talented, right? Like one of the best college quarterbacks of his era, and made a career for himself because he was really good at preparing his starter for games, like whether it's RG3's rookie year or, I don't know, Kyler Murray or any of them, right? Like, it's getting them ready, right? And the NFL is hard. Like, I saw this, the NFL 100 are dropping clips out now, and it's just like people are talking about how much, like, it reminded me of like how stupid it is to say quarterbacks suck in the NFL because it's like they're doing Jeff Simmons, right? The Titans player, best D tackle in the league, by the way. So good. There's this one play, Tyler Shock is like, I was literally throwing a 5-yard out, and I was already on the ground because Jeff Simmons was there. Like, it was literally like that's fun. Like, that is. But when I talk about these freak athletes are just different these days, like that's what I'm talking about. Like, these guys literally can't even throw 5-yard outs because Jeffrey Simmons is there. All right.
He's just too big.
He's 6'6" and runs 6'6", 300 pounds and runs a 4'9". Like, it's ridiculous.
And his short area quickness is even more diabolical.
10-yard split's probably like 1.5. Like, it's ridiculous. Or whatever the good number is. I think it's like 1.10.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, you could have had me. You could have said anything. Like, yeah,
seriously. Yeah. My point remains.
Oh my God, it's good. But have you had a chance to dive into college football 27, Brad?
No, and I hate to break it, but I might not buy the game this year. I might just roll with the national championship team and play that one over and over again.
I don't blame you. If Kurt Signetti wasn't on the cover, I wouldn't have gotten it. If they didn't like lean fully into the and they may have like lied to how much he's actually involved in the game, right? Because I didn't see a ton of them as I've been like playing a little bit, but a lot of people have been kind of upset with the gameplay. It doesn't have a ton of like positive reviews online, but at the same time, having Indiana in the game as the third best team and it just being the next iteration of college football, and that's how the guys get paid off the new game and all that. It's like it checks a lot of boxes, but it does feel like it has significantly less hype than the other two did, and it remains to be seen whether or not the changes they made to Dynasty did anything. But I don't know. It's interesting to see what they end up just rolling out there year after year. But I think I've kind of just accepted the fact that at least for college, because they're paying all those guys individually, they just have to buy the new game every year. That one at least makes the most sense to me. But the official release of it is this week, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, obviously I think it's exciting. I just haven't I bought the last one. I didn't play it.
No, I get it. Trust me. I have a lot of friends who play a lot more than I do. Like video games I'm talking about, not just like college football, that are like very much out on this version of the game, which is, and after I've played a little bit of it, I get it.
Yeah, it's I guess the one thing that has me a little bit concerned about not buying the game would be every year we've had Signetti, which is two years. I've bought the game and we're 27-2, and this is the first year I'm not buying
So
the
you're
game.
gonna mess it up?
So like really I'm worried I'm gonna mess it up, but I also don't believe in jinxes. But you know, I think Signetti can overcome me not buying the game. Is kind of like what I'm thinking about it. Like
I think a little bit more
the way
I'm
season where it's like we're we lose on some fuck, like not just like losing the game, but like losing on some fuck shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like fumbling the extra point against my Texas A&M at home would be like what happened in Notre Dame, Tyler Buckner. Like that would make me buy the game. Like if we did that, I'd freak out. I would have to buy it after that. And
at that point, it'd be too late.
Yeah.
The way I look at it,
that's
Brad,
like what I'm worried about.
I don't really look at it in terms of like how is it going to affect Indiana on the field in 2026. Like I don't think it has any effect whether or not you gave EA Sports $90 or
can overcome me not buying the game.
Yeah. I look at it as like I am skeptical that the college football franchise has staying power if this is how quickly people are going to be disinterested in the game. And I don't believe that they will be able to survive multiple years of not hitting the quotas they need to hit. And I'm not sure if they're struggling to make sales or not. I haven't really looked, but if they don't make the money from selling the game, then how are they going to pay the players to be in the game? I'm not sure. So that's something I would keep an eye on. I'm not trying to like guilt anybody into purchasing the game. I think you should buy a game if it's worth buying. And I'm not sure that College Football 27 is worth buying yet. I would caution you to wait for the official reviews and see if they actually put a lot of effort into this game. But yeah, it's I look at it more so as like, what does the future of that franchise look like if people are going to be turned off this quickly? Because that's not good.
It's also July 7th, right? And there's a chance I get my new Phil Steele book and I buy it immediately. You know, there's also like that aspect. Like there's other people like me, right? Like the closer we get to college football, the more likely you are to buy the game.
It does feel like it's coming out, and it came out this early last year, but I feel like I was chomping at the bit even more for it last year because I felt like Indiana was being even more disrespected than they are being right now, which is true. But yeah, it is just interesting. I feel like also I enjoy the fact that Signetti's front and center on the cover, but I feel like the fact that they did serve so many people with the cover and didn't create more controversy around it in a weird way. You know what I mean? By making it a little bit more like last year's cover, I feel like was iconic. Like this year's deluxe cover, I'm going to remember it forever because Signetti, but the rest of the cover, even behind him, I'm just like, what's going on here? And what's that? I don't know. So we'll see. Yeah, that comes out on Thursday. And I don't know. Last year they did like whichever school had the most hours played gets $50K from EA, and I have no idea which school ended up
last year.
Yeah. So I have no idea if they're running that back yet or not. But
I would love for them to announce that. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be
right?
Dude, that would get people to buy
to play the game. Yes. If they were like, if all of a sudden it came out like tomorrow that it was like, oh, by the way, Indiana actually gained an extra 50,000 towards their NIL because they were the most played team in college football 25. Everybody would be like, "Fuck yeah, dude, he's sick." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I would assume it'd be us or Texas.
You never know though. Some of these like people like to rebuild weird schools in dynasty, and like UCLA might have been a fun. Like, who knows? Like, I have no idea.
Yeah, but like they're saying like you know how you start the game and you have to like pick a team. That stays your team the whole time. Yeah. I think that's what they're measuring. They're not saying they're not like.
I don't think it. I have to like go back and look. I think it was like which team is being used the most within specific games. See, there's not even who knows if this is even real. It could have been all fake. They could have made.
I would think it would just be hours played with the whatever team you picked for like what your team is. Anyways,
that would make sense to me. But yeah, we'll be keeping an eye on that. It's National Bison Month, Brad. All of July. Shout out to Hoosiers Bison.
Shout out Hoosier. Shout
them out.
Really?
Yeah.
July. So we went from Pride Month to Bison Month.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I like that. No one's talking about it.
No. Well, we're talking about it.
We're talking. There we go. What's your favorite bison memory. It could
My
be
favorite-
Hoosier. It could be just a buffalo that you ran into. I actually have 3. I have 3 bison.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna give my favorite Hoosier the Bison memory, and then I got to run downstairs and let the dogs.
Mine are 3 bison stories.
My favorite Hoosier the Bison memory is watching him parachute into Memorial Stadium as his introduction. It was absolutely legendary. I'll be right back.
That's a good one. All right, we'll go. Can you put me full screen? You put me full screen or no? No, can't do it. Oh, bang! There we go. All right, I have 3 bison stories, and the last one will be Hoosier the Bison. First bison memory. I was driving through Oklahoma, rural Oklahoma. We're talking Pawhuska. I was there for Cavalcade. It's the largest amateur rodeo in the world in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. I was there. It was a great time. We were driving through, and it's just so beautiful. So I never expected flat Earth to be so beautiful, right? And we run upon a herd of bison around, I don't know, probably in the hundreds, 100, 200. It was just absolutely gorgeous. Just couldn't believe my eyes, really. One of the more beautiful sights I've ever seen involving a bison. Second bison story. Now, if you're on the if you're from LA, you know this. Catalina Island, which is an island just off of Los Angeles County. I was camping out there, right? And then for those that don't know the lore, there are unnative bison because they filmed a movie there, a Western that involved bison. They brought them over there on Catalina Island, and then they left them there. So now there's this bison on Catalina Island. And
they're not supposed to be there.
And I was taking a piss. I was camping. And that is where they have the Catalina wine mixer. It is. Oh my God, it's beautiful. All right. Awesome. That literally is it. All right. Anyway, you take a boat out. It's like an hour boat ride out of Long Beach, and you head to Catalina. Anyways, I was taking a piss, and I swear to God, 5 feet from my face, I was eye to eye with a bison. Swear to God. Didn't move, didn't do anything. I was freaked out. I just finished pissing, and I just calmly walked away. Nothing happened, but swear to God, all I could see was, at first, all I saw were these little beady little lights, right? Like lights. And then I was like, wait, those are eyes. And then as I kind of got my eyes adjusted to the darkness a little bit, I could see the round mountain that was a bison or a buffalo or whatever you want to call it. And I mean, they're on islands. So once they have island effects, they're actually not as big as what you'd see in like Oklahoma and things like that. So like when species live on islands, they are smaller, just naturally. Just I don't know. It's called island effect.
Less to eat, Brad.
Something like that.
Darwinism, evolution.
Yes, it's all that mumbo jumbo. I didn't study science. I just know these things. And I just watch Nat Geo. Anyways, it's just ingesting information, right? And then you're able to use that.
This is the definition of eye test. You literally eye tested the.
Yeah, you don't need to know the specifics. You just need to know what the island effect is. Animals that live on islands are smaller than islands that live on the mainland. Simple concept. Anyways, I was face to face with the bison. Not as big as your normal bison, but still face to face with the bison. Swear to God, like 2 yards away, maybe 3. I don't know. It was right in front of me. Third favorite bison memory would be when he wore the hula shirt and he was surfing on the surfboard, and he was just being good vibes. That's my favorite Hoosier the Bison memory, and my third favorite bison memory.
I can't wait to go back and listen to number 1.
Happy Bison Month. First one was I saw a herd of about 100, 200 bison in Oklahoma when I was driving through Pawhuska.
That is very cool. Shout out to Pawhuska.
Yeah, shout out Pawhuska. Shout out Cavalcade, largest amateur rodeo in the world.
That's big time.
Yeah.
Speaking of time, Brad, there's still time to vote for the ESPYs. Fernando Mendoza up for Best Male College Athlete. Fernando Mendoza also up for Best Breakthrough Athlete up against the Queen, Alyssa Liu. And Indiana football is up for Best Team.
I didn't realize it comes down to a vote. Like, we are going to win. We're gonna sweep then. Like,
we are definitely going to win best men's college athlete. I have a strong feeling that we're going to win best team as well. I am hesitant to put us over the queen herself. I think that it's tough to when you look at what she was able to accomplish on the stage, she was able to accomplish it. I understand that immediately after the national championship, we got like the Epic Games promo of the two of them together, which I thought was very cool. But like, let's be honest here: an Olympic gold medal versus a college football playoff national championship. Like I love the college football play. Like one happens every 4 years, the other one happens every year. You know what I mean? Like it's slightly different, a little bit of a different stage. My guess would be. Yeah, I guess you could probably go look at this. What do you think?
I'm looking at the nominees. Hold
on. My guess is more people know who Alyssa is. That'd be my guess.
You know who's a sleeper there?
Who?
Celebrini. He had a really good year. All right, can I run through the SB nominations and give my picks?
Speed run, yeah.
Best. All right, we'll go bottom up. Best tennis player, we'll go Alcaraz. Best golfer, it's got to be Rory. Best soccer player,
no, it's got to be Scotty. It's got to be Scotty, no questions.
Didn't Rory go back-to-back Masters this year?
One Masters was last year. He also played the course like 3 or 4 times. He stopped playing tournaments so he could play the Masters course over and over again. Like that, to me, that's like, all right. Like, you know, he won it again, but it's like,
did he do that? That's kind of
sad. He didn't play at least one tournament before the Masters, so he could go play rounds at Augusta, which is like fair play. Like, go win that tournament. I think that's it.
Once you win, you have access to your round. So
yeah, exactly, and he can do that.
Yeah, he earned that.
Yeah, and at the same time, this is like there was a lot of this discussion. Like we'll talk about if you want to talk a little World Cup after we get through some of the shit we have to get through, but not have to get through, but that I have for us later in the show. But like, don't apologize for wins, you know. So
best soccer player, it's Messi.
Yeah.
Best fighter, give me one. Is it?
What are the nominees again?
Gaethje's the only MMA.
It's got to be Gaethje.
Is
Terrence Crawford up there?
Yeah, Terrence Crawford's there.
In my opinion, it should be Gaethje. The fact that he beat Ilia Topuria at the White House still was blowing my mind. I cannot believe he won that fight. If it's not him, then it's got to be Terrence Crawford. Mm-hmm. What he did to Canelo Alvarez was stupid.
Best driver, Lando. He's the only name I recognize.
Isn't Palou up there?
Palou, yeah.
I gotta go with the IndyCar.
Didn't he win the Indy 500?
I think last year's Indy 500. He didn't win it this year.
Okay. Well, can you make him the best driver? No, I'm kidding.
That's fair.
Best NBA player, Brunson,
Wemby,
Jokic, or Wemby?
Wemby.
It's got to be Wemby. Wemby's gonna win that every year for the next 10 years. Best NHL player,
get like LeBron fatigue.
Like David. Best MLB player, Ohtani. Best NFL player, Myles Garrett, obviously.
Yeah. Actually, funny enough, I also went. Yeah.
It's not close. Best athlete with a disability. I'm gonna skip that one. And then best college women's athlete.
I went with your girl.
Go my girl, Lauren Betts. Best men's college athlete. I'm gonna go Fernando Mendoza. Best single game performances. Oh wow.
Yeah, right. Like Hannah Hidalgo's up there with 16 steals. I don't even think I went with her.
Dude, like the 3 grand slams by Tice Armstrong is very cool. And I remember watching that and I was like, that's one of the coolest things I've seen. Bam obviously breaking the real scoring record, Kobe's record. Fraudulent as fuck. It's got to be Shohei Ohtani with that. That was the greatest baseball performance of all time, and it has to be justified in this.
No, I'll be honest, Brad. I'm going to speak for a second as somebody who like had growing up, like between like when I was born at 18, like I thought I was going to play baseball in college at least and like do something in the sport. Like after that was my goal. And so like to watch what that guy has done on a baseball field, but specifically to pitch 10 strikeouts and hit
in the NLCS.
I literally am speech. I got no words. He's doing Little League shit in the biggest moments on the biggest stages. Like it's hard to explain to non-baseball fans how good he is because he makes a mockery of the sport. Like it's stupid. Like he's the best. He's the best player ever.
Oh my god, he just hit another one.
He's the best player ever. He's the best.
Aw.
He is the best player of all time. I don't Babe Ruth, nothing. Hank Atwood, he's
best team is gonna be Team USA men's hockey.
It should be the Hoosiers. It really should be the Hoosiers.
It should be the Hoosiers, but it's gonna be Team USA.
Team USA won a gold medal before. It's not their first gold medal. It's happened since 1890 something. Like it. If I were able to argue it, it would be the Indiana Hoosiers in the landslide. If you wanted to push me for the Knicks because they brought a title to New York, and I know how much that meant to that city, like I'll hear the argument, but like the Dodgers, no, like
the men's hockey,
yeah,
best play, the 2 golden goals from the U.S. hockey teams. For me, it's between Braylon Mullins, that freaking dagger.
It's not Braylon Mullins, dude.
Or it's Caleb Williams.
The Caleb Williams play is nuts too, but I think
they lost that game.
You got to disqualify the Caleb Williams play one because they lost. You have to disqualify the Braylon shot because it wasn't the final.
So maybe they give best team to the Hoosiers and they get golden goal for the men's national team.
I think the Jack Hughes golden goal is with the tooth and all that, and to me that's the one. But I've been wrong before.
Comeback athletes. I'm going to go Christian McCaffrey. And then best championship performance, Connor Hellebuck, obviously.
Yeah.
Come on. Best record-breaking performance. Megan Grant broke the single-season home run record in softball. Whoa.
I think that's what I went with, honestly.
Oh, wait. No. Sebastian Saw sub 2-hour marathon. Has to be.
Yeah, it's actually insane. I don't even know if I remember seeing that.
Yeah. Sebastian Saw, marathon under 2 hours. Breakthrough athlete, Alyssa Liu.
It's tough.
No.
You can't go against the queen, though. And I'm not going to sit here and make the argument for Fernando. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I apologize to all the good Hoosiers out there. But how do you put him over the queen? You can't.
Yeah. Aja Wilson, best women's athlete. And then best men's athlete, Brunson, Messi, Ohtani, Stafford. What a list.
It's so crazy that it's Ohtani.
What a list. It's Ohtani. It's not even close.
It's so nuts.
If Ohtani is on a list, he should win.
He's it. He's it. He also steals bags, by the way, and he could play the outfield if you wanted him to.
If he really wanted to. Really needed.
He's a freak. He's the scariest. I don't even.
All right, enough of that. What do we got?
Where are we? We got a Bones Jones article this week, ready to lead. It was retweeted by Aiden Fisher. That really fired me up. Obviously, we know how close last year's team was. The green dot this year, the communicator for the defense is going to be Bones Jones. So, obviously, these are the types of, like, when you're looking for preseason buzz, especially when it's the summer conditioning and there's not really a ton going on in terms of like on the field stuff. Like, these are the little things you want to see. Like, okay, who are the leaders on the football team? Who are the guys being talked about? And it's, you want to see Isaiah Bones Jones being highlighted here. Like, that's a very positive for this program. We also got getting to know Carson Williams this week, Brad. I said we also got getting to know Carson Williams.
Oh, yeah? I didn't get to watch that one, but he seems to be pretty featured on this team. And I think this could be a guy that can maybe be contributing. Obviously, we've talked about the 3 corners that are all seniors and should be fit to play, so it'll be hard to break through. But could see Carson as like a very special teams ace type guy. I've seen some photos. He looks the part. He does not look like a freshman by any means of the word. He looks very Big Ten ready, is what I would say. And I'm excited for that guy. I think he's going to be the starting cornerback next year, and just excited to see him get as much opportunity as he can.
I think that's a really good point, Brad. It's something I really wasn't thinking about when I saw the clip come out, but this team is very intentional about the way they release information about what they show to the public. And I don't know what the full list is off the top of my head, but I don't believe we've seen any getting to know series from anyone that it wasn't or isn't projected to be a starter. So I wouldn't take this as a grain of salt. I would say that's probably I wouldn't say it's super significant. Like I wouldn't go moving around depth charts, or I wouldn't go like tweeting up a storm about it, but I would just probably bank that.
He's wearing number 0. Agent 0. Numbers. What number you get speaks volumes of what your role on the team is going to be.
And then, Brad, we couldn't be Indiana football fans if we didn't mention that this is Monshun Sales commitment week. All signs point to Monshun Sales committing on July 10th. We've been talking about this ad nauseum for a couple weeks. What we know, Texas is making a strong push late. We know they've got money to play with. We know that he's an Alabama native. He was an Alabama fan growing up as a kid, called himself Bama for a little bit. And we know Indiana is the home team right now. The defending national champs have the best staff, best opportunity for development, pipeline with the high school, all that type, like good connection with between staff and player. And we would say Indiana's in the driver's seat right now. So we're in Showtime Sales commitment week, Brad. We've made it apparently. And so how do you feel going into what could be a very big Friday for the Indiana Hoosiers?
Do we know what time it's going to be at?
Nope. And I've only started to see July 10th from like, I haven't seen that from his account. I think he tweeted something like a bunch of hourglasses in like a clock or something like that. And people took that as like, oh, he's like nearing his decision. We'll see. The speculation on this show last week from some people in the chat was that it was going to be the 11th. I don't know. It kind of makes sense. It kind of seems like there is no more recruiting to be done there. He's kind of talked to all the options. There isn't really like another option that could come out of the woodwork that could, like, he's talked to all the schools. You know what I mean? Like there isn't another school that could really afford to be in conversations with him that could make it interesting. And so we kind of know all the players. We know the offers out on the table, and we're at decision time for him, and we'll kind of see how it goes.
I think you should do it on Free Slurpee Day.
I agree. I think that would be an excellent birthday present for yours truly.
Yeah. Is that your birthday?
Yeah. No. It's actually in October. I just felt like that. It felt like that would be like a cool thing to say.
Yeah.
So we'll be watching that this week.
See, that's why I forget your birthday every year, because it's Free Slurpee Day, so I get all confused.
There's so much other stuff going on.
I just get overstimulated from all this therapy.
I get it. You just keep popping around the different 7-Elevens.
Yeah. Not my fault. 7-Eleven's fault.
They've got his picture on the wall now. Like, don't let this guy in.
Yeah. So I just go to a different one.
Yeah.
I'm running out of 7-Elevens in Chicago.
It's good. So I was a little nervous about how much we were going to have to talk about this week, Brad. So I went ahead and the episode is titled "Know Your Enemies," and it's because
I wonder what that was about.
I went through and have a list of 6 different questions about programs outside. All right, so you know that I don't like to talk about programs outside of Indiana, but at the same time, like I think when you are the hunted, you should be doing some hunting still. You know, like we're not just gonna rest on our laurels here because Indiana's out in front. Like let's look behind and let's see what the pack's up to. And so I got some questions for you about
watch your 6. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You got to know what's out there. You got to know who's chasing.
Yeah. You know,
and so I got a couple questions for you.
Cool.
So I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the best year one out of the following coaches?
Okay.
If they're all year one guys. Lane Kiffin, James Franklin, Summerall, Golish, Hartline, Morris, Lupoy, Campbell, Whittingham, or other. Which first year head coach has the best year?
A
better way to ask that.
Now, when you say best, is this going to be closest to the playoff? Is this exceeding expectations? Because you could take this question in a multitude of ways.
It's a great counter question. I'm going to say who has the most successful season in terms of the college football playoff.
Okay. I'll go out and say I don't think any first-year head coach makes the college football playoff. I'm going to make that statement. Could be wrong, obviously. I think the team that gets closest to it would be, God, it's going to sound such a cop-out, non-ball nowhere answer, and I don't even have my Phil Steelbook yet, so this opinion might change. But LSU.
Opinion subject to change based
LSU.
on.
Wait. Hold on. Golding. Ole Miss.
Ooh.
I figured it out. Golding, Ole Miss.
I'm going to say.
I think
I'm going to let that count.
Yeah. Golding with Ole Miss is going to have the best season in year one. Now, in terms of win differential from previous year to now first year, don't sleep on Bob Chesney over there in Westwood now.
I know I forgot somebody.
Don't be sleeping. So I just picked two guys they didn't even list. Perfect. All right. Next question. You listed like 10 coaches. I didn't pick
dude, I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, because I saw somebody, I think, ask Josh Pate, maybe I was watching a Pate clip, and they're like, does this year's coaching carousel have any shot to be as crazy as last year's? And I'm sitting here getting to 12, 13 names and forgetting high-level coaches that got head coaching jobs this year at big-name programs. It's like, I don't know if any year will top the movement that happened this past year. Like, that was insane.
Yeah, and it was all Cignetti's fault. So it was it happened because Indiana just won the national title. Like, that is very
it happened
obvious.
Because Micah McFadden got kicked out of this.
Yeah, it's because Micah McFadden got ejected from the Cincinnati game in 22. There were 21.
I have my next question for you, Brad. In 2024 to 2025, 8 new teams made the college football playoff. Will there be more or less than 8 new teams that make the college football playoff in 2026?
Like from last year?
Yeah. So like in year one, obviously it was that slate. And then in year 2, the only 4 teams to make it both years, Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia.
Yeah, I'm going to say no, just because I really do think I see Ohio State, Oregon, and Indiana as locks. I think Miami's a lock. So all of a sudden, that leaves 8 spots. It's Texas Tech feels like they'll be in. Like Georgia, I didn't even mention them yet. It's going to be less than 8 new teams. It just will. I think as this thing keeps on going, and a big reason why expansion talk is going to continue is we saw it in the 14 playoff. Usual suspects, right? Year in, year out. Maybe it was like Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, someone else for the longest time. And it was like, yeah, it was literally every year it was either Alabama, Clemson, and then it was Georgia or Oklahoma. And then it was like another
Ohio State.
It was like another random team. Yeah. Wait, who did I say? Did I say Ohio? It was like Ohio State, Bama.
Ohio State, Bama, Clemson, Georgia, pretty much.
Georgia / Oklahoma.
And Oklahoma. Those years. 5 basically rotated.
Every year. And then you'd sprinkle in like the random team that breaks through that year. Like, well, Florida State never made the playoff. Believe it. Well, the first one. They made the first one. Oregon made one. Michigan State made one. Washington made 2. Sleepers, by the way. Good program. Yeah. It's a lot more than USC for Washington. Anyways. Yeah, I'm just going to have to say, yeah, I think to my point, like, it's going to continue that way in the 12-team playoff, and a big reason why it almost feels inevitable we'll expand to 24 because yeah, it just will happen. I've kind of accepted it now. It's gonna happen. I can't stop it. It's too late. I'm too young.
Weird. I'm pro expansion.
I'm not pro expansion, but
extended World Cup has completely swung me. I give me all the teams.
More games. I like more games. Like I'm pro more games.
I'm pro more meaningful games. Take 2 games off the regular season, or take the get rid of something. I got it, whatever.
Wow. Take 2 games off the regular season.
I'm gonna be honest, Brad.
Old.
If they were like you, instead of playing Howard and playing whatever, like there was 2.
Week 1 Northwestern.
Yeah. Conference play right into the playoffs. Just get rid of non-con completely. That'd be kind of nuts.
That would be
one non-con game.
We wouldn't be able to know what conferences are.
One non-con game. I don't know. I'm not. None of this is that thought out. I got to be completely honest.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Don't take away regular season games.
Yeah, I don't think that's the move. I don't think that's the move. Could be. I don't know. That's a lot of football games. 24.
It's a lot of football games.
Football games.
That is the problem. That's the other side of it, is how much you can make these kids play football. It's like it's a lot. It's not an easy fix. That's why
they're paying them now. So
earn it. Go earn it.
There's gonna be a college football players union.
That's why you should want to play for Kurt Cignetti's Indiana football, because they're not going to kill you in practice.
Yeah, wait till these
Your
guys.
career will be longer.
It's gonna be a mess. I'm scared. Anyways, let's just continue the ride. Let's win as many national championships as possible. I got
a 3-part question for you, Brad.
No, and this is question number 3, so I like that. Yeah. Very appropriate. Yeah.
Which state will contain the most playoff teams? I'll give you the numbers here. In 2024, Indiana, Georgia, and Texas each had 2. That would be Indiana, Notre Dame, Texas, SMU, Clemson, and Georgia. In 2025, Texas had 2.
Clemson's in South Carolina.
Oh wait, I'm an idiot. Yeah, Jesus. That's what I get for.
My goodness. That's why you have me.
That is why I have you. Live stat correction. It tells you what type of day it was for me. 2025 was Texas. These 2 schools definitely in Texas. Texas A&M and Texas Tech. So 2026, Brad, I have some candidates for you. Indiana, obviously. You have Indiana and Notre Dame. Florida, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Texas, potentially.
Florida's funny. Florida's a funny one.
Louisiana, potentially.
Who's the other team?
Tulane was in it last year.
That's true. But their coach is gone.
Yeah. But what they mean? They may.
Yeah, but there's always a sneaky group of 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's going to be a group. I tried to put in pick a group of 5 team, and I couldn't even get that far. I wasn't even going to put you on the spot for that. Oklahoma, potentially, between Oklahoma and Eric Morris's Oklahoma State.
Yes, I like that one.
California.
Yes, UCLA and USC. Both teams are in the
Cal.
top 25. And Cal. Saga Patele. We like Saga Patele.
Taj Lupoy.
Yeah.
Riverboat Ron running the program. Kind of like what's going on over there in Cal.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon. I know a really respected Alabama coach with Indiana ties ended up taking the Oregon State job. I have no idea how good of a head coach he's going to be, but who knows if that program.
One appearance would be nuts.
That'd be kind of crazy. But I'm just saying, it's on because you look at who are the
I have my answer.
Who are the playoff locks, right? It's like Oregon's a playoff lock. It's like, okay, is there another school in Oregon that could potentially push? It's like Oregon State's out there. We'll see. The Beavs. Tennessee, potentially, obviously, between Derek Owings and Tennessee down there. And then I'm not saying these are likely, but I'm just, and then Georgia. And no, I'm not counting Clemson there. I'm counting Tech.
Yes, of course.
And then if you want to throw South Carolina in there as well, I'd probably argue against it, but I guess you could make an argument because they have Sellers and Dabo and whatever.
Well, I guess if we're going off the Goon pool, I would have to go. There's 3 Texas teams in the top 12, so they have the strongest group. Then Indiana's there with two teams in the top 11.
So the follow-up questions, Brad, are: can any state realistically reach 3, and who's more likely to have 2, Indiana or Texas?
I'd say Texas is the only one to realistically have 3 and be the first state to do that, from what it sounds like. Texas Tech, Texas A&M, and Texas all have very strong teams this year and all have CFP aspirations. So in that sense, they should be the answer here. But I'd say Indiana and Notre Dame both making the playoff, I think, is more likely than Texas getting 2, if that makes sense. Right? Like I'd say.
You mean more likely than Texas getting 3?
No, more likely than Texas getting 2 in the sense where it's like A&M and Tech and Texas. Like those are teams more likely to falter and not hit expectations than a Indiana Notre Dame group. Does that make sense? But Texas is more likely to get 3 because I don't think, unless Ball State has the greatest year and they go full on Nate Davis and go 12-0.
You're not a Barry Odom believer?
Yeah. Do you remember 12-0 Ball State? Nate Davis, quarterback, back in 06. That was a run. That was a hell of a run. Look up Nate Davis.
I was just learning about Mike Teal and he who must not be named a running back and Brian Leonard and hard-nosed Rutgers football. Yeah.
Nate Davis, Ball State.
Funny enough, Brad, all this Texas talk leads me into my next question. Who's going to have the best year from Texas? Will it be Texas? Will it be Texas A&M?
Holy shit.
What?
Nate Davis is still playing quarterback. He's 39 years old. He's playing for the San Diego Strike Force. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, my God.
Somehow that's Pac-12 memory of the week.
Wow, winners. Guy went 12-0. He's still doing it. Winners having long pro careers. May not be the NFL, but still a pro career. So, shout out Nate Davis. Wow.
Shout him out.
Unbelievable.
Who's going to have the best season from Texas, Brad? Will it be Texas? Will it be Texas A&M? Will it be Texas Tech? Will it be SMU? Will it be TCU? Will it be the newest member of the Pac-12, Texas State? Or will it be some uncrowned team in Texas that I forgot to name? Could it be Houston?
Houston. That's a good call out because there are 6 Texas teams in my Goom Top 25. So this is actually a great question. Who's going to be the best team out of Texas?
Yeah.
Because right now, Texas A&M is ranked number 1 in the Goom poll. But if you listen to this pod, the Goom poll is heavily weighted toward the results of last year because that's how I believe preseason polls should be determined, right? I think you should just take the rankings from last year and just put them week 1. I think that just make things a lot simpler. Anyways, and I think that'd be the fair bias to implement into that. Anyways, I think it'll be Texas. I think they've been building something for a little bit. They were in the playoff 2 years ago. They got close last year. They've put a lot of money into it. They're not going to accept being sitting out of the playoff while Texas Tech goes to back-to-back college football playoffs. Like that is the number 1 school in like that. That's the hallmark school, right? You call it in Texas. Like that is the top school
for the super chat, Brad.
We're just not going. Yeah.
Thank you.
Shout out. He's giving us money because I'm cooking. Right? Let me cook. All right. I think it's gonna be Texas. Like they just put too much money into that. There's the flagship school. That was the word I was looking for. The flagship school of the state. They're just not going to accept being worse than A&M and Texas Tech. Right now, they're ranked below them because they didn't make it last year. I think watching A&M and Texas Tech go to the college football playoff, yes, go 0-2. I'm sure they had some fun with that, but they were at least there, right? And I think Texas wants to be in that position as well, and they're going to do everything they can to be that. And much like Indiana, they have a very large alumni base, as well as, I would even argue, a stronger football culture down there. They are just not going to miss back-to-back. And I think they got something coming. I think if you want to break down their team, yes, they have questions at O-line, probably have been addressed. I think the defense will be strong. But it really comes down to how well Arch Manning plays. And I think we really saw some strong flashes from him down the stretch last year. I've said this over and over again. He really figured it out after a tough start. It's hard to start week 1 against Ohio State, your first real start as the guy, and you're going to the horseshoe, right? Like, I think it's going to be set up a lot more. He's going to feel a lot more comfortable going into there week 1. And he's just a year older, right? And, in college terms, that's like 3 years of NFL development, right? Like he is a completely different person at this point. And I think he's going to have a fantastic year. Now, do I think he's going to win the Heisman? I don't know. I think there's a good chance he ends up in New York. I think he's a very talented player. He always has been. He's very mobile. He's very athletic. He's more athletic than any of his uncles. He reminds me a lot of his grandpa, Archie Manning, when you watch him, who was a very good dual threat quarterback for his day. He carries a lot of that acumen to him, and for that reason, I think he's going to really thrive this year. He's big-bodied, very fast, and has shown the ability to make plays with his arm and obviously with his feet as well. I think he's going to have a great year. And obviously people are going to hate, and because he has the name Manning and people think he's a Nepo baby. I don't agree with that. I think he's very talented, and I think he proved last year that he is very deserving of an SEC starting job and might be the best quarterback in that league.
He's got an argument.
Besides Trinidad Chambliss.
He's definitely got an argument.
Yeah.
2 more questions for you, Brad. First one being, who's not being talked about enough? My clear and away answer for this is BYU. I want to give you the 4. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I would say, man, that's a great answer, Keezer. BYU is probably the most. They're number 16 in my Goon poll. Like they're coming off a 10-win season. They were this close to going to the playoff last year. They get Notre Dame this year, which I think will be a really fun matchup. A battle of religious institutions. I think that'll be really fun. Man, Keezer's been letting me go solo for a while. A lot today. I think another team that people aren't talking enough about would be SMU. I think it was only 2 years ago where Kevin Jennings went to a college football playoff. He's still there with Rhett Lashley. I don't think people are talking about that school enough. They have money. That is the Dallas team. Obviously, they share the city with the TCU, right? Another like new blood has been to the college football final in recent memory, or at least in the modern era. SMU needs to be talked about a lot more as a dark horse in the ACC. It seems pretty wide open, right? You have Miami, and then it's just like a hodgepodge of stuff where it feels like someone can reach the pinnacle, fill that second spot in the ACC championship game, and then just steal it away from Miami. That's really all you need to do. Like, you don't have to go undefeated to win the ACC this. Like, Miami can go.
You don't even have to win the ACC to make the playoff.
Seriously, you can. You don't have to make the title game anyway. But it's a very competitive league, very deep. You just kind of got to break through that little hodgepodge of what it was last year. Somehow Miami, knowing how good they ended up being and what they showed in the playoffs, somehow didn't even make the playoff last year, which I think speaks to the strength of how good maybe the ECC is, and maybe we're sleeping on it a little bit, where it probably was considered the 4th best conference going into the playoff, and then out after the playoff, it's like you kind of have to call them the 3rd best above the Big 12, just for the sense that
100%.
That Miami team wasn't able to make it to a championship game in that league. Speaks volumes for the depth that they have.
Well, so I mean, listen, that Miami team beat an SEC team. They beat a Big 10 team, and they beat 2 SEC teams.
Yeah, I think you got to talk about SMU, and I think the more and more time goes on, we got to start talking about Louisville. Lincoln Kleinholz. I made a change to my Goon pool. I put Louisville in there, and I knocked Oklahoma State out. I put Louisville all the way up to 20. I bumped them above James Franklin.
We'll do an updated
I was just thinking about it, right? I was just thinking about it a lot, but
we got a couple things for next week. Updated Goon poll we'll do, and then a Josh Hoover deep dive. I owe somebody in the comments.
Goon poll's fine. Goon poll doesn't need an update. We're good.
You said you moved Louisville up to 20.
Yeah, I did. That was the only change I made.
It's a big change.
And I bumped Oklahoma State from, I think they were at 24, and I just took them out because I couldn't. You have to keep Iowa at 25. You just have to. That's the rule. That's the rule. That's the rule. Iowa has to start at number 25. No, that's my new rule. You have to use the final AP poll rankings, and if Iowa's not ranked, you have to bump up to 25. That's how it should go. That's the rules.
That is the utmost respect shown to the Iowa program. There you go, Iowa. So, I know we've had a rocky relationship, us and the.
I was scared to death in Kinnick last year. Are you kidding me? I can imagine going there. Ohio State has to go there this year too.
Yeah, brutal schedule, and they're still favored to win the conference. I can't believe it. But
how fun is that?
I got one more question for you, Brad.
Yeah.
Take our guy Josh Hoover off the board. Who's winning the Heisman this year? And I've
already been known to say I don't think Josh Hoover's going to win the Heisman.
I took him off the board. I don't even want to. He doesn't even in our discussion. He doesn't exist. I don't want to hear negative Josh Hoover comments. I don't want to hear positive Josh Hoover comments.
And I can't even look at odds, right?
No odds. I didn't do this without. I can give you my answer.
You know who has the most potential, I think, to win the Heisman? He's probably the most fun player in college. Like when you think fun college quarterback, like this guy fits it to a T. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Well, I almost thought you were going to go in the direction I went in, but I didn't go with a quarterback.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna go because it's been a quarterback award for the best.
Well, Hunter won it 2 years ago.
Let me think about that. If I go non-quarterback, what would I do? Fuck, what am I doing? Jeremiah Smith. That's where you're going in, right? Really? If it's not a quarterback, it has to be Jeremiah Smith.
For me, if he was going to win it, it would have been last year.
Or maybe an LJ Martin at BYU. I'm just throwing out sleepers. You guys write this stuff down because you only get it. Trinidad Chambliss was the guy I was talking about.
Malachi Toney is the guy who I keep coming back to. That's the guy who, like, I'm thinking, like, who transcends the sport, who's going to make Heisman-type plays, like, and who's somebody who's, like, kind of off the radar, who's not going to be, like, who's not, like, I didn't want to be like Darian. I didn't want to pick the quarterback on a top 5 team. Like, I wanted to get a little deeper, but I kept coming back to Toney, man. Like,
here's another little fun aspect with Toney, the punt return game.
He plays quarterback.
He gets 4 punt return touchdowns this year, puts up the same receiving production.
And he lines up quarterback. Yeah. He might throw a touchdown, have a return touchdown, run for a touchdown, and catch one in the same game. Like that's on the table for him this year.
Yeah, I love that take. Toney, Jeremiah Smith, Trinidad Chambliss, LJ.
I don't hate Jeremiah Smith either. I just think for me, he's almost become, and this is a weird thing to say about a kid who hasn't won any hardware besides the ring, but like he's almost become like LeBron in terms of like. I feel like he has voter fatigue for awards he's never won, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. That's like a great way of putting it.
People are like, oh my God, he's the best of all time, but there's no shot I could give him the Blitnikoff. It's
this guy's going to win so many awards in the future. Like, I can't give him an award now.
It's like, what do you mean? It's like, so I'm like, if he's hasn't won it yet, although like this could be the year where he has like 100 catches for 2,000 yards in college, and you're like, what the fuck am I even looking at? You know what I mean? Like, it could just be one of those, but because they don't have the experience that they've had around him for his first 2 years.
They might need him to do that.
I would argue that he had the Heisman campaign last year, and they just gave the credit to Sayin. But what are you gonna do?
Yes, of course. Yeah, because Sayin was also dishing out to Carlisle Tate, who also had a great year. So when you have
top 4 pick in the NFL draft,
you have 2 great receivers. It's like you kind of just gotta give it to the quarterback, right? I love the Jeremiah Smith fake. Is he the favorite right now for the Heisman? I doubt it.
It's what's his face from Notre Dame.
That's what we should be looking at for FanDuel.
It's CJ Carr. He's like the runaway favorite right now, which is crazy to me because
how is there a runaway favorite? It's July. How does that make sense?
Because then
it's not smart.
Because the Notre Dame fans are passionate.
And CJ Carr and Arch Manning is runaway favorites. I said Chambliss. He's 4th highest odds. I mean, Keezer brings this up every week. I actually haven't looked at the Heisman odds till right now. I'm looking at him live. He only gives me. I only know where Hoover's at. That's plus 1,800 because he
plus 1,500.
Well, now it's plus 1,500 on FanDuel Sports.
It wasn't plus 1,800. He never got that deep.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't listen. Anyway, I don't listen to the ad reads. Anyways, but Chambliss, 4th highest odds. Love that value. Smith, love the value at 1,300. Keelan Russell's interesting because it's like, how many times
so young, dude.
It was like their first year, like as the guy, and they like I think of Jameis Winston coming out of nowhere. I think of
He's
Cam
a true
Newton.
freshman though, yeah.
He's redshirt freshman, like a Jameis Winston, like a Cam Newton, like a Johnny Manziel, going in there as a redshirting their first year, and then coming in as a freshman, have a stellar year. Like he has that vibe to him, and being in the Kalen DeBoer.
You think he beats out Austin Mack?
Based on these odds, yes. Even though I like me some Austin Mack, I thought he
was the
dude. He jogged onto the field. He's massive.
He's huge.
Jogging on the field on the Rose Bowl, like he is huge. Like he made his like Ty Simpson's bit.
No, Ty Simpson's not. Ty Simpson's like 6'2", 210.
No, he's like 6'3".
Ty Simpson? No. Ty Simpson's small.
Wow,
6'1" maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
They took him first round?
Yes, that's why people were like this. And like that's the injury problems that he has started to sustain from physicality make a little bit more sense when you like he is what people thought Fernando Mendoza, like 6'1", 215, maybe like hype over
I like
type whatever.
I like Keelan Russell just because we don't really know about him and he seems pretty high up for that. But more likely than not, it's gonna be some other guy like Lenore Sellers at 4,000 just looking at me like Kate Upton right now. Oh my goodness. Hello. Byron Brown is very fun. Fun is a big aspect of the Heisman voting. The more fun you are, the more votes you get. Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton.
The SEC is licking their chops with him. I hope he has like a second gear in terms of like how athletic he is, and it wasn't just he was taking advantage of playing in the American because they'll eat him alive if he can't throw.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. The fact that he's so I guess it goes to Lenore Sellers, and there's like a big drop off to Byron Brown. It goes from Sellers at 4,000, then it's like almost the next tier, Byron Brown. So then that's what we'll call long shots. So I already gave you some of my favorites, which includes Tony at plus 3,500.
I like that.
Yeah. So the favorites that we liked were, to recap, we liked Smith, Chambliss in terms of favorites that still have good value. Chambliss, Smith, Tony. I'll throw Maiyava in there, low key. Russell, maybe if we're getting freaky. I'm not sold on Underwood. But like he could. I think what we've seen from Underwood, I just don't like that value. If he was at plus 8,000, like let's ride it, right?
Well, I think if you had Kyle Whittingham and you're like, what does your ideal season look like? I don't think it involves the quarterback winning the Heisman. I think they play more of a team game. And I don't think they have the story that Fernando had, where
they do
even
play
if they are
a well-rounded game, and it really helps when you do have a very strong.
They have an elite defense. They're going to have an elite run game, and they're going to use the home crowd. And like that's a very physical type of football team.
That's how they did in Salt Lake City forever, man. That's how
it's going to be the same team. It's going to be the same team with Michigan athletes. It's terrifying. That's probably the scariest game on the schedule.
It was not fun going to Salt Lake City and dealing with the muss at night. Not fun. Not fun at all. Kyle Whittingham is going to be.
I had a Utah sweatshirt
people's side. The more I think about it, 6 months ago, I was like, "Oh, Bryce Underwood's going to throw like 4 picks in that Michigan game." I don't think Kyle's going to let that happen. Like, I think they're going to be a big thorn on our side. They played us really close the first time we played them. I hope it's more like an Oregon result. But it's just those types of wins. That's going to be a gritty win in Ann Arbor if we pull that off. All right. But then of the long shots, I like Will Hammond, 5,500. I love it, actually. Sagu Patele is at 60 plus 6,500.
I like that a lot.
Lincoln Kineholes at plus 7,000. Bear Bachmeyer at plus 6,500.
Kind of like Bachmeyer.
kind of like it too. And then Nico Iamaleava, we talked about this before. Like if UCLA, it all starts week 1 at Cal.
They're a playoff team. You have a legitimate case for
they
him
have
to
to win, but they could lose week 1 at Cal and it's all derailed, right?
That could be a Heisman eliminator.
They go on the road to Memorial Stadium in Berkeley, California, and get that dub. That's
a Heisman eliminator between California powerhouses.
That is the two flagship. Well, Cal's the flagship school of the state. UCLA is considered little brother and financially in the state, despite being the most applied to institution in the world. Anyways, fun fact. They win that game. That's the benefit of going week 1. It's a risk because, like, obviously you lose and it's like, fuck, we're 0-1 already. It's like we already have a wall to climb to make the playoff. The benefit is like, oh shit, we just beat Cal coming off a 3-9 season. Let's roll. Like, let's go. Let's do this thing, right? Battle of year 1 head coaches there that week as well. Like, I think that'll be a big game to tune into week 1. Probably will be at night on NBC. Yeah, all of a sudden they're feeling themselves. And as we go further down to ultra long shots, where it goes from 8,000 to 10,000 plus. I love Bo Jackson, but it's just like it just won't work at Ohio State. Like maybe if you somewhere
he just won't get the workload.
Yeah, Kevin Jennings and Connor Weigman, Houston and SMU.
I like Weigman. What's Burt at?
Burt is at plus 15,000. Bo Prabula's playing next year at Mizzou?
I thought he transferred somewhere, but I guess he's back.
No, wait. Prabula. Where'd he go? Did he go to Syracuse or something?
I'm almost positive he's not at Mizzou.
He's at Virginia.
Kind of like that.
Interesting.
ACC runner-up, Virginia.
Charlie Becker plus 22,000.
It's not happening. Don't waste.
I don't think Indiana has a Heisman winner on this team. That's not saying they don't have a Heisman level player. That's saying I think they're going to be a team that will not have to rely on a single guy.
If Charlie Becker wins the Heisman, that means
something went wrong.
Yeah, something went horribly, horribly wrong. Would be a cool moment though. Huh. And we would have earned if that happens, we would have earned it as a fan base. We would have.
Yeah, they need to fix this on FanDuel because right now you can bet on Miami Dolphins player Malik Washington to win the Heisman. I think they're thinking of a different Malik Washington. I have a feeling.
No, he's LSU's bringing him. Kiffin's bringing him back to place start slot.
Jared Curtis, true freshman. No, you know who I really liked? Mason Heinschel, the Pitt guy. He really broke out to the end of the year there.
Eli.
Mason Heinschel.
Oh no, he took Eli Holstein's job, right?
Yeah, Mason Heinschel. Out of Oregon, Ohio.
Pitt and their quarterbacks, man. Great quarterback lineage there.
I love that hometown. Oregon, Ohio.
Great quarterback lineage at Pitt.
Yeah. And great quarterback lineage from the state of Ohio as well.
Dan Marino, Tino Sinceri, Kenny Pickett. A lot of talent there. Tom Savage.
He really impressed me. He had a bad game against, the Miami and the Notre Dame. So he's a true freshman. He was making some throws down the stretch where I was like, man, this kid can really play. Mason Heinschel at plus 22,500. I like the value.
They share a locker room with the Steelers. You know that, Brad?
I like the value. Yes, I do know that.
Or not a locker room, a weight room. Sorry.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool. And probably kind of annoying for Steelers players.
No, it's like one side. It's like same facility. One side's the Pitt facility. One side's the Pittsburgh facility. It's why Pitt ends up with a bunch of NFL guys is because they literally get to work out in front of the Steelers for 4 years.
Julian Lewis, our boy, plus 40,000. Huh?
Not happening. He might. That's the tough situation he's found himself in.
So mean.
I kind of like the offensive coordinator though, and they added a lot of talent. But I gotta catch up on T-Cal to see what he's saying. That's my
That's
go-to
what
for
happens when you
all
chase the
Colorado
money.
Buffaloes.
When you chase the money, kids, listen up. LJ Martin, the guy who I called out, the BYU running back, plus 25,000.
That'd be crazy. And if anybody on BYU is winning it, it's Bachman.
Yeah, but this is a guy. The reason why I called out LJ Martin is I think he's returning. I think he's the most productive running back returning this year of all time. And this is a big ass boy, 6'3". He's a grown man now. He's hard to bring down, and
that's why BYU is my team that's not being talked about enough because they're all grown men.
Exactly. I think LJ Martin is a sleeper of all the long shots that are plus 20 or beyond plus 22,000. I think LJ Martin's my favorite by far. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. And that's all I gotta say about that. Ain't that movie? You know that movie?
Probably, but no, tell me.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I do know that movie. I just gotta trust the brain sometimes. It's not working right today, though. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay. You've had a long day. I mean, the fact that Dylan Raiola has better odds to win the Heisman than LJ Martin is just like they're like begging me to take LJ Martin.
Hey, listen.
They're begging me. You already have. I know you're going to say your take again.
I'm not putting that out in the universe again. I'm just saying. Did you want to talk about World Cup or do you want to leave that for
I don't think I want to talk about it.
I don't really want to talk about it either. It was disappointing.
We have a fundamental issue with U.S. soccer. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah. We can get into it more next episode. I didn't expect to go for an hour.
One thing I will say, because it relates to our sport, football. I think pay for play is a big issue in America. I think not having sports be accessible to everyone is a big issue that we're having. There's a reason why the top 5 players in the NBA are all non-Americans. I think there's a reason why we don't win the WBC. I think there's a reason why we get embarrassed in the World Cup every year or every 4 years. I think it has to do with pay for play. I think there's an innate thing where we're only giving access to the kids that have the richest parents and not the kids that deserve it the most. And I think that needs to change because in Europe, they will pay you to play on their youth academies. And I think that is an inherent backwards philosophy that we have here in America that I think in the long run will benefit the rest of the countries as our sports grow, like baseball and basketball and other sports where they've been able to catch up. And we've been trying to figure out how we catch up in soccer this whole time. And yet every other country's been able to figure it out in baseball and basketball, but we haven't been able to figure it out in football in football. So we gotta figure it out. And I think it's an inherent pay for play issue that we have in the youth level where we got to give kids soccer balls and play the best competition they can face as soon as they can. And we just don't have that. Like and I can talk about the performance yesterday because like at the end of the day, like that doesn't have like that really doesn't have anything to do with yesterday that much. Yesterday, that team is not 3 goals worse than Belgium.
Yeah.
They should have fought with a little more grit. We took prime Ronaldo with less talented players, like guys that played for worse clubs, to the wire. We played better teams with worse players better. And I think there's also a reality check that I think this golden generation needs to look themselves in the mirror and ask themselves, do they really want to represent the United States? I think they need to ask them. I think that's a separate issue, but I think we have an inherent pay for play issue and a separate this golden generation. Not so much these players specifically, but like the Pulisic's, the Tyler Adams, the Weston McKennie, that group need to figure it out because a lot of them should project to be back in 2030. So they have some waking up to do. And I'm sick and tired of making excuses for missing big tournaments because you want to rest up for the bigger tournaments, right? I think it's bullshit. I think it did our team a disservice to not be with Pochettino as much as possible going into our home World Cup. And I think a lot of people know who specifically I'm talking about here. He's a guy that has been deemed the leader of this team when in reality, like marketing wise, but in reality, he's really not. I think we have a lot other leaders. At the end of the day, like they just shit the bed yesterday, and that was not their best game. And that's kind of the conclusion I've fell on is that they just played none of them played to their ability besides Malik Tillman, and Alex Freeman looked good. There's going to be a lot up in the air. In my mind, the only guys who have secure spots on the team, likely starters, but spots on the team would be Alex Freeman, Chris Richards, Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Malik Tillman, and Florian Balogun.
So like half the team.
Yeah, but they're back. Are they necessarily starters? I think there's a good crop of young guys coming up. I've done some research today, obviously.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will go like who's dual nationals and things like that.
This idea, I think part of our problem is we did the same thing with Freddie Adu, and we did the same thing with Christian Pulisic. We find these kids that are prodigies, and they come up, and then we build the whole thing around them as opposed to building a starting 11, right? And I think that's another inherent issue that we have marketing wise, where we crown this kid who's 17 years old the savior of the sport, and in that sense, it locked him in to any World Cup roster in where he would be in his able to play, really. And there's entitlement that comes with that. And I think it was leeching onto this team like a leech and leeching onto this team like a leech. I think it was draining this team like a leech, that type of entitlement. And when it came, the lights were too bright and there was too much pressure.
And well, even to pick out a single moment that speaks to that is he's walking around the pitch the other day, like limping around, like I need to come off, talking to the bench, but he won't just lay down on the ground and stop the play. The U.S. is staring at Pulisic, basically trying to figure out what he's doing. Then the blunder with the goalkeeper happens, and they end up giving away the second goal, whatever it was.
It's like the thing. That was just
it's just a microcosm of what the problems for U.S. soccer is. But you're right. It goes down to the youth levels, and we have the wrong approach to the game to the point where there is no U.S. identity. There is no strong connection to the game. And by the time any of like the best athletes, quote unquote, that could potentially play soccer get to the age where they could even understand what's going on, there's no interest built into the sport. And it is cultural at the end of the day. And it's going to take somebody who has a shitload of money to change the system. And whether or not somebody's willing to do that, we'll see. But I have to go back and look. But I literally have like it written down in a notebook from 2018 of like, here's how you fix this. And it's youth academies. And it's like anybody who takes 5 minutes will take a look at the system we have in the United States and will understand it's not not only does it not produce, but it's like it's not going anywhere either. So it's frustrating.
Mm-hmm. It's very frustrating because it's something we definitely can figure out. I think there's an inherent lack of soccer culture here. We have pickup basketball, but no pickup soccer, right?
Well,
we don't have.
It goes to like the point where we tried to make it before the tournament started, where it's like the U.S. wants to be like, oh, we're gonna make it soccer. It's like this sport's been around for a really long time. Like, just try and play it like the rest of the world, and we'll probably be better at it than they are because that's typically how shit goes here. It's just for whatever reason we want to reinvent the wheel. The league's different. The youth academies are different. It's like if you just essentially copy what the rest of the world's doing, we're gonna do it at a high level. Like it's not that difficult. But for whatever reason, and the same thing that's happening essentially with college football right now is like we want to invent a whole new set of rules for a game that's existed and already exists and already has rules. To just play copy what they're doing. Just copy it. It works. Fucking copy it.
It's almost too simple.
It's not. It shouldn't be that difficult. Like we do not need to develop soccer development. Like it's already been developed. It exists already. Like they perfected it.
Too big of a nation, and like we can even get over the lack of like pickup soccer because we just have such a mass population, right? And I think pay for play fixes that. Like
100%.
That at least, and because all you need is 26. Just need 26 guys from our population to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I'll wrap it up with an Indiana football question, Brad. Lee Beebe, RB1, Connor True asks.
He's on my RB1 depth chart, but as we all know, they're going to share the rock. It's going to be Lee Beebe, Turbo Richard, and Kobe Martin. I would like to think Turbo and
the first
Turbo
carry?
and Lee Beebe, the first carry.
I think it's going to be Kobe.
Gun to my head, Turbo Richard.
I think it's Kobe.
Yeah, it could be. I think Lee Beebe is going to have a role as like a short yardage back, red zone. I think Turbo and Kobe carrying the load in between the 20s, like they'll carry the load there. And then Lee Beebe in the red zone. I think that seems to be like that's how I kind of think about it. And I'm just spitballing. So like I don't know anything. That's just like what I would do. How I would
The thing is, though, you could make we could sit here and make a strong argument for all three of those guys to be RB1. I think that's the exciting part about that.
That's the exciting part. That's the biggest takeaway. Why I think we have the strongest room in the conference.
That's what I got for this week, Brad. You got any closing thoughts?
No. USA Soccer was my closing thought. Or football. We should call it USA Football. Like
yeah. It's disappointing. I would say this though, and if anybody was
just
able
spell
to
it football. We call it football.
Well, I was gonna say if anybody had those feeling defeated and feeling depressed about the way that the U.S. team tournament ended, and it was disappointing, especially with the way that Fox was hyping it up, and it was the most watched game in U.S. soccer history. They put a bunch of promo behind it, and Bud Light was running like the "We Could Win the World Cup" commercials, and like it wasn't an accident that there was a whole bunch of hype around this team. Like it was generated on purpose. I would caution people who are, I guess, quote unquote, sick and tired and think the sport is dumb to keep watching. I think the Argentina and Egypt game from earlier today, if you were lucky enough to catch that one, I know it was in the middle of the day, is the perfect example of it's a beautiful sport. It's a really fun sport. This tournament is one of the most brilliant spectacles in sport, and the games are only going to matter more and become more impactful and meaningful. And it's just a really cool experience. And so if you're somebody who found yourself like starting to fall in love with the game a little bit and feel a little turned off by it because of the US's performance, I would say keep watching the tournament because it's just the games have been epic, and it's just going to keep getting better.
The reality is that our core is still kind of young. I think returning in terms
that's
of
the frustrating part is we are better than we played.
Yeah, Anthony Robinson's going to be the oldest at 32 in the year 2030. So, and then Pooley's going to be 31. Weston's going to be 31. Tyler's going to be 31. So it'll be kind of their last ride. And so hopefully that can be met with a good crop of young, talented players that can kind of mix in and maybe even start for this team. I think that would be the hope and would be a good sign of a very strong team coming in to 2030 if we can supplant some of these a very strong starting lineup, that probably the strongest 11 that we fielded. Would love to get an upgrade at goalkeeper, obviously, but the strongest 11 overall that we've probably fielded in terms of top flight league accomplishment.
Yeah, I'll take a Luca Bacchio too for requesting things.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's that's just what I'm like. That's just I think that would be best case scenario. I think there's a lot of talented players around Europe that are on the U21 circuit for USA right now, and Alex Freeman's the one who's already broken through to that main squad. We just need more guys to kind of break through and be Alex Freeman levels by the time they're 21, 22, 23, come around the 2030 World Cup. So, and then we'll bring Johnny Cardoso back. Hopefully Yunus Musa finds some form, and we could bring a team with a lot more depth to it, as opposed to this year's team which was very top heavy, right? Like didn't have much to go off of with the bench. Like, I'd love to see Gio Reyna still there. He's only going to be 28 in 2030. there's still a lot of upside in terms of like the amount of youth. Like Pepe's only 23, Balogun's only 24. A lot of youth to this program. And yeah, but this team really needs to figure out the back line, and I think it really comes down to making sure Noah Kai Banks is playing for the United States and not Germany. I think that's going to be probably one of the bigger things to follow throughout this cycle is ensuring Noah Kai Banks is representing the Stars and Stripes, because clearly there's an issue with the back line. I think Banks and in theory Banks and Chris Richardson make for a world-class center back duo. But hopefully maybe we can get someone that's even better than Richards, like the Richard replace him. Like I love Chris Richards, but if we can get a Champions League level center back there, that would be great. But he's a Prem League guy, not a Champions League guy. So there's levels, right? Like Thierry Henry said after the game, there's levels, and we're not at the level that we thought we were, and it showed. So
yeah, I think that's okay.
Thinking to do, and hopefully this can be good motivation for the next cycle. That's what I'm hoping for.
And then the other interesting thing, Brad, is that it lines up for the U.S. and North America to host again in 2038. Because in 2030 you have it's Portugal, Spain, and Morocco, but they have a game in Argentina, and so that knocks out Europe and I think Africa, and it also knocks out South America. And then in 2034 they're going to Saudi Arabia, so that knocks out Asia. And so in 2038, I think it's going to come right back to the U.S.
Exciting times. See you in 12
which is
days.
First of all, which is insane. Second of all, feels a little bit dirty. Swinging back that quickly, crazy. But like this has been an awesome tournament. FIFA has seen record attendance numbers, obviously because of what you can do with ticket prices and the stadium sizes and things like that. Yeah. And then like obviously the U.S. is more than equipped to handle the amount of tourism that comes with the World Cup. And so, yeah, I'm not surprised that they want to spin this thing around that quickly. And it should be another shot in the arm for the U.S. Soccer Federation, who could potentially look at this World Cup as a failure and be like, well, what are we going to do? We were loading up for 2026 for so long. It's like, okay, well, if it's going to come back around in 12 years, that gives you another date on the calendar to really push the academies. And so that's kind of exciting as well.
100%. That's a great take.
But I'm not going to stop watching, Brad. It's a beautiful sport.
We're soccer guy. Like
I got bit by the bug freshman year, and it's it hasn't stopped.
Like we love all sports, and that's a big reason why we started. That's a big reason why we have the motivation to come on and talk such a niche topic every Tuesday. And but like we have the knowledge
like the World Cup, because we need to get to the important things like Indiana football.
Yeah. I've always thought myself as like a Colin Coward type, but dangerous enough in every sport, you know?
A true threat.
A true threat in every sport to talk.
A master of the eye test.
Well, soccer. It truly is my third favorite sport to watch. Football, basketball, then it goes soccer, baseball, hockey for me. Hockey, baseball. I have a good baseball team, right? So I fall. Baseball is the best to follow, but in terms of like to watch, I think I like hockey a little bit more than baseball.
I have a horrendous baseball team to the point where I can't even bring myself to turn on the games at night. That's how depressing it's been. And I could watch just hours of baseball. I worked at Fenway, and my favorite thing to do is show up early and watch BP. So what a sport. It's one of those ones you got to have an appreciation for. Soccer is, in my opinion, as again, a noted baseball guy, 10 times easier to pick up and 10 times easier to figure out the history of and who's good and why, and become ingrained into the culture of it. Like it's
for baseball. Yeah. Super easy.
No, for soccer,
really?
Yeah. In my opinion, it was easy to pick up soccer.
Yeah, it is.
Baseball, if you don't if you're not around other baseball fans, if you're in a baseball city, like if you're in Chicago and you just start going to Cubs games, like just based on like the people you sit around, like if you're in Boston, you'll just like pick up the game that way. But if you don't have somebody to like explain the game to you, baseball's tough. Soccer, I guess, is kind of the same way, where if you don't have somebody to like explain the way the leagues are interconnected, it becomes a little tough. But it's also a lot easier to just kind of figure, like the game is a lot simpler.
Yeah. I think one thing the USA needs to do is put the MLS on the global scale. I think
they need to change the transfer rules. They need to change the cap.
Bite the bullet and compete against American football. I know it's going to suck.
Relegation.
I don't think the numbers are already that great anyways because they're already competing against baseball. So it's like just bite the bullet, go with the global schedule, go with the world market, go with the calendar, follow the rules. Just basically emulate everything Europe's doing, and I promise you, they will get there. I think that's a key piece to it. Is putting the MLS in the fall, spring.
Dude, imagine if you let either LA team like actually recruit at a global scale with the same way that these other clubs do. Like, what are we even talking about? That those teams would get so good so quickly if they were on a global transfer like system. But no, we have this like cap, whatever we've got going on here, where it's like I can't even explain the rules. And that's why the league is miles behind.
Get rid of salary caps.
Get rid of it all. Go literally copy the Prem League.
Copy it. Copy UEFA.
Get on the same transfer thing. Get on the same transfer windows. Get in the same negotiations. Negotiate the same way. Like, open it up. Like,
yeah, play soccer in the snow. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, they play in the cold rain and the snow. We got indoor stadiums. Like, play inside. Who cares?
My goodness, Chicago's building a dome. Like, come on, guys. We're figuring this
imagine
out.
Chicago had like a Prem level. Like, imagine if Chicago as a city had a Premier League level team. Like, that'd be insane. Or imagine if Chicago hosted the second leg of a Champions League game between the Chicago Fire and Liverpool.
Yeah, I think it'd go bananas.
That'd be insane. That'd be absolutely insane.
The city would go nuts. I promise.
The home field advantage is the Seattle Sounders face off against Barcelona at home.
Come for the Hoosiers.
Can actually compete.
Come for the Hoosiers. Stay for the how we solve USA soccer.
Exactly. Appreciate everybody for hanging out tonight. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to Indiana at the Voice of College Football on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Facebook, hop on over to YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. It helps the channel out a lot. You follow us on Twitter. Follow me at Alec Keyser. Follow Brad at Bradley_Loomis8. Follow the show at Indiana VOCFB. Check out the Voice of College Football at DVOCFB. We've got shows for everything. We've got people for everything. If you're an Alabama fan, check out the Alabama guys. Those guys are bringing the magic every night. If you're a Notre Dame fan or just want to check on what the Irish are doing up north, we got a great Notre Dame show. We got Ohio State. We got Michigan. We got all the good stuff. So, yeah, Voice College Football has got something for everybody. It's got information on the enemies and all that good stuff. And then Brad and I are here every Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, talking Indiana Hoosiers football. Appreciate everybody for hanging out, bearing with us for the late start, and we'll be back next week on time for another edition of Indiana Hoosiers Live.
Hope so.
Tentatively on time. We'll see everybody next week. Go Hoosiers.
See you guys.